Last summer, the government brought forward £5 billion of welfare savings, yet 126 of their own members rebelled. Within days, ministers abandoned the lot. The Timms review is a fig leaf draped over that failure. A review commissioned not to fix the system, but to get the government through a difficult week. And a year on, what do we have? An interim report. Not a decision, not a reform, a report about a report with the findings promised for the autumn and perhaps legislation at some later stage. This government has now had 2 years, one abandoned bill, 2 reviews, and has not delivered a single lasting reform. So let me press the minister on a few points because there was very little detail in his statement. Firstly, after 2 years of divot and delay, the government has finally accepted what we've been saying all along. The welfare system is urgent need of reform. Ministers boast about consulting nearly 40,000 people, yet they appear to have ignored the most important stakeholder of all, the British taxpayer. When will the government actually take decisive action to get the system back on track? Secondly, he told the Work and Pensions Committee in June that the review has the power to recommend reductions, and that he had personally asked it to consider conditions such as anxiety, depression, and neurodiverse conditions. Will the interim findings address whether PIP is the right benefit for those conditions, and will he tell the House today whether he's ruling them in or ruling them out? And thirdly, before this review began, we were told that spending would not rise beyond existing projections. Yet those projections already build in £43 billion of PIP spending by 2030. Does the minister seriously believe that amounts to meaningful reform? And finally, the Milburn Review concluded that the PIP system is failing to engage young disabled people in a meaningful conversation about aspiration, challenges, and the support they need. Yet the government's response appears to move precisely in the opposite direction, extending PIP award periods and reducing the frequency of contact between claimants and the system. Does the minister accept that there is a fundamental contradiction between Alan Milburn's diagnosis of the problem and the government's proposed solution? Madam Deputy Speaker, welfare should be a safety net, never a way of life, and a government that cannot reform welfare cannot control spending. Disabled people deserve certainty, taxpayers deserve value. The country cannot afford yet another year of dithering and delay, so I ask the minister simply, when will the government stop reviewing and start reforming?
Well, Madam Deputy Speaker, the honourable gentleman has set out some trenchant criticisms of the system that his party set up and left behind. And the question, I think, in everybody's mind is, why didn't they do anything about it? They had 14 years and they've left the problems that he has referred to. The honourable gentleman should be apologising today to the House and for the system that the party he represents left behind. The biggest ever rise in the welfare bill was in their last year in government. We've heard previously that his party has a plan for £23 billion worth of welfare cuts, although nobody has any idea at all what those cuts will be. He didn't refer to that figure in his statement, so I'm not quite sure. Maybe they haven't now got a plan. He said that they are now going to review PIP, and I welcome his belated recognition of the value of a review. But I don't know whether that now means they haven't got a plan anymore, or they've thrown the plan away until they've carried out their review.